An overview of China's geography. China is a vast and diverse country located in East Asia, with a land area of approximately 9.6 million square kilometers. It is bordered by Mongolia to the north, Russia to the northeast, North Korea to the east, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, Bhutan, and Nepal to the south, and India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Tajikistan to the west. China's geography is varied, with mountains, deserts, grasslands, and coastal regions. The country is home to several of the world's highest mountains, including Mount Everest and the Himalayas. The country's longest river, the Yangtze River, flows through much of the country and is an important transportation route and source of hydroelectric power. China's climate is also varied, with a mix of temperate, tropical, and arid regions. The country's northern regions are characterized by cold, dry winters and hot, humid summers, while the southern regions have a subtropical climate with warm, humid weather year-round. The country's western regions are arid and desert-like, while the eastern regions are characterized by rain and fog. China is known for its vast natural resources, including coal, iron ore, oil, and natural gas. The country is the world's largest producer of coal and has significant reserves of other minerals, such as copper, zinc, and gold. The country is also home to a number of important wildlife species, including the giant panda, the golden monkey, and the Tibetan antelope. In terms of vegetation, China is home to a diverse range of plant species, including bamboo, tea, and various types of fruits and vegetables. The country is also known for its rich history of traditional medicine, which relies heavily on herbal remedies and natural ingredients. China has a long and rich cultural heritage, with a history that dates back thousands of years. The country has a unique system of writing, with characters that represent ideas and concepts rather than individual sounds. China is also known for its art, including painting, calligraphy, and sculpture, as well as its music, theater, and literature. In terms of transportation, China has a well-developed infrastructure, with a network of highways, railways, and airports connecting the country's major cities and regions. The country is also home to the world's largest high-speed rail network, which has revolutionized transportation in the country and made travel faster and more convenient. China has the world's largest population, with over 1.4 billion people. The country has a one-party socialist system of government, with the Communist Party of China holding a monopoly on political power. The country's political system is characterized by a strong central government and a system of regional governments. China is the world's second-largest economy, with a focus on manufacturing, technology, and exports. The country has made significant progress in reducing poverty and improving living standards in recent years, with a growing middle class and an expanding consumer market. Despite its economic growth, China faces several challenges, including air and water pollution, environmental degradation, and social inequality. The country is working to address these challenges through policies and investments in renewable energy, environmental protection, and poverty reduction. In conclusion, China is a vast and diverse country with a rich cultural heritage, significant natural resources, and a strong economy. The country's geography is varied, with mountains, deserts, and coastal regions, and its climate is diverse, with a mix of temperate, tropical, and arid regions. China's wildlife, vegetation, and traditional medicine reflect the country's unique natural and cultural heritage, and its transportation and infrastructure systems are well developed. Despite facing challenges, China remains a resilient and dynamic country with a bright future ahead. China is home to numerous historic and cultural landmarks, including the Great Wall of China, the Forbidden City, and the Terracotta Warriors. These landmarks attract millions of tourists each year, and they offer a glimpse into China's rich history and cultural heritage. China is also known for its cuisine, which is diverse and varies by region. Some of the country's most popular dishes include dumplings, noodles, stir-fries, and various types of soup. Chinese cuisine also includes a wide variety of seafood and meat dishes, as well as vegetarian options. China has a highly developed education system, with a strong focus on science and technology. The country has numerous top-ranked universities, including Tsinghua University and Peking University, and it has made significant investments in research and development. China is also home to numerous high-tech companies, including Huawei, Alibaba, and Tencent. China has made significant progress in reducing poverty and improving living standards in recent years. The country's poverty rate has declined from over 10% in the early 2000s to less than 2% in 2021. The government has implemented a range of social programs to support vulnerable populations, including healthcare subsidies and education grants. China has also made significant progress in environmental protection in recent years, with a focus on reducing pollution and increasing the use of renewable energy. The country has invested heavily in renewable energy sources, such as wind and solar power, and it has set ambitious targets for reducing carbon emissions. In terms of transportation, China has a highly developed network of highways, railways, and airports, and the country is home to the world's largest high-speed rail network. The country has also made significant investments in its ports and waterways, which are important for international trade. China is a major player in the global economy, with a focus on manufacturing and exports. The country has made significant investments in infrastructure and technology, and it has become a leader in industries such as telecommunications and renewable energy. China is also a member of the World Trade Organization and has signed numerous free trade agreements with other countries. In terms of politics, China has a one-party socialist system of government, with the Communist Party of China holding a monopoly on political power. The country's political system is characterized by a strong central government and a system of regional governments. China has also been involved in numerous territorial disputes with neighboring countries, particularly in the South China Sea. In conclusion, China is a diverse and dynamic country with a rich cultural heritage, significant natural resources, and a strong economy. The country's landmarks, cuisine, and education system reflect its unique cultural traditions and strengths, and its transportation and infrastructure systems are highly developed. Despite facing challenges, such as environmental pollution and territorial disputes, China remains a major player in the global economy and a key player in world affairs. China is also known for its contributions to science and technology throughout history. The country's ancient inventors and scholars made important discoveries in fields such as astronomy, mathematics, and medicine. In modern times, China has become a leader in high-tech industries such as artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and aerospace. China's population is predominantly Han Chinese, but the country is also home to numerous ethnic minorities, including Tibetans, Uyghurs, and Mongolians. The government has faced criticism over its treatment of some minority groups, particularly in Tibet and Xinjiang. China's media and internet are tightly controlled by the government, and the country has been criticized for its restrictions on freedom of expression and human rights.
An overview of the country's geography. Colombia. Colombia is a diverse and fascinating country located in South America, with a land area of approximately 1.14 million square kilometers. The country is bordered by Venezuela, Brazil, Peru, Ecuador, and Panama, and it has both Pacific and Caribbean coastlines. Colombia's geography is varied, with mountains, rainforests, and coastal regions. The country is home to the Andes Mountains, which run through much of South America and include several peaks over 5,000 meters. The Amazon rainforest covers a significant portion of Colombia's southern region, while the country's coastal regions include sandy beaches and coral reefs. Colombia's climate is also varied, with a mix of tropical, temperate, and arid regions. The country's northern regions are characterized by hot, humid weather year-round, while the southern regions have a more temperate climate. The country's mountainous regions are cooler and experience more rainfall. Colombia is known for its rich natural resources, including oil, coal, gold, and emeralds. The country is also home to a diverse range of wildlife, including jaguars, sloths, and numerous bird species. The Amazon rainforest in southern Colombia is home to several indigenous communities that rely on the forest's resources for their livelihoods. In terms of vegetation, Colombia is home to numerous plant species, including coffee, bananas, and cocoa. The country is also known for its diverse array of orchids, with over 4,000 species found throughout the country. Colombia has a rich cultural heritage, with a history that dates back thousands of years. The country's indigenous communities have preserved their traditional customs and practices, and the country has a rich tradition of folk music and dance. Colombia is also home to several UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the walled city of Cartagena and the pre-Columbian ruins of San Agustin. Colombia has made significant progress in reducing poverty and improving living standards in recent years. The country's poverty rate has declined from over 50% in the early 2000s to less than 30% in 2018. The government has implemented a range of social programs to support vulnerable populations, including healthcare subsidies and cash transfer programs. In terms of transportation, Colombia has a well-developed infrastructure, with a network of highways, railways, and airports connecting the country's major cities and regions. The country also has a robust public transportation system, including buses and a metro system in Bogotá. Colombia has faced several challenges in recent years, including drug trafficking, armed conflict, and environmental degradation. The country has made progress in addressing these challenges, including efforts to reduce drug trafficking and negotiate a peace agreement with the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, FARC. The country has also implemented policies to address environmental challenges, including deforestation and air pollution. In conclusion, Colombia is a diverse and vibrant country with a rich natural and cultural heritage. Its geography includes mountains, rainforests, and coastal regions, and its climate is varied and tropical. Colombia's natural resources, including oil, coal, and precious metals, are significant contributors to the country's economy. Despite facing challenges, Colombia remains a resilient and forward-looking country with a commitment to social progress and environmental protection. Its unique cultural traditions, including its music, dance, and cuisine, reflect its rich history and diverse cultural heritage. Colombia is also home to a vibrant and diverse population, with a mix of indigenous, Afro-Colombian, and European influences. Spanish is the country's official language, and Catholicism is the dominant religion. However, Colombia is also home to a significant Protestant minority, as well as smaller Jewish and Muslim communities. Colombia is known for its lively and colorful festivals and celebrations, including the Barranquilla Carnival, which is one of the largest carnivals in the world. The country also has a rich culinary tradition, with dishes that reflect its diverse cultural influences. Popular Colombian dishes include empanadas, arepas, and bandeja paisa, a hearty meat and rice dish. Colombia's economy is diverse, with sectors including agriculture, manufacturing, and services. The country is a major exporter of commodities such as coffee, oil, and cut flowers, and it has also made significant investments in technology and innovation. Colombia is a member of the Pacific Alliance, a regional trade bloc that includes Chile, Mexico, and Peru, and it has signed several free trade agreements with other countries. Colombia has made significant progress in recent years in reducing violence and improving security. The country's homicide rate has declined from over 80 per 100,000 people in the early 2000s to less than 25 in 2020. The government has implemented a range of policies to address violence and promote social stability, including investments in education and job creation. Colombia's natural beauty and biodiversity make it a popular tourist destination, with attractions including the colonial architecture of Cartagena. The coffee-growing regions of the Andes, and the wildlife of the Amazon rainforest. However, the country has also faced challenges related to tourism, including environmental degradation and the exploitation of indigenous communities. In terms of politics, Colombia is a democratic republic with a strong executive branch and a bicameral legislature. The country has a history of political instability, including a long-standing armed conflict with various guerrilla groups. However, in recent years, the government has made significant progress in negotiating peace agreements with these groups, including the FARC. In conclusion, Colombia is a diverse and vibrant country with a rich cultural heritage, diverse economy, and significant natural resources. Despite facing challenges related to violence, poverty, and environmental degradation, the country has made significant progress in recent years in addressing these issues and promoting social progress. Its natural beauty and cultural attractions make it a popular destination for tourists, and its unique traditions and cuisine reflect its rich history and diverse population. Colombia is also known for its biodiversity, with a high number of endemic species found nowhere else in the world. The country is home to over 10% of the world's bird species, making it a popular destination for birdwatchers. Colombia is also home to a large number of amphibians and reptiles, including the brightly colored poison dart frog. Colombia's coffee-growing regions are world-renowned, and the country is one of the largest producers of coffee in the world. Coffee production has played an important role in the country's economy for over a century, and Colombian coffee is known for its quality and distinct flavor. Colombia has a well-developed healthcare system, with a mix of public and private providers. The country has made significant investments in healthcare in recent years, with a focus on improving access to services in rural and remote areas. The government has also implemented policies to improve health outcomes, including programs to reduce maternal and infant mortality rates. Colombia has a rich literary tradition, with authors such as Gabriel García Márquez, who won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1982, and Jorge Isaacs, known for his novel Maria.
An overview of the country's geography. Comoros. Comoros is a small island nation located in the Indian Ocean, off the coast of East Africa. The country is comprised of three main islands, Grand Comore, Mohili, and Anjouan, as well as several smaller islands. Comoros has a total land area of approximately 2,235 square kilometers. Comoros has a tropical climate, with temperatures ranging from 23 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius throughout the year. The country experiences two rainy seasons, from November to January and from March to May. Cyclones can also occur between December and April, particularly affecting the northern parts of the country. Comoros has a diverse range of flora and fauna, with unique species found nowhere else in the world. The country is known for its lush forests, including the largest remaining forest in the region, the Mohili National Park. The forests are home to several endangered species, including the Livingstone's fruit bat and the Comoros coelacanth, a prehistoric fish that was thought to be extinct until it was rediscovered off the coast of Comoros in 1998. Comoros has limited natural resources, with agriculture being the main source of income for the majority of the population. The country's main agricultural products include vanilla, cloves, and ylang-ylang, which are used in the production of perfumes and other fragrances. Comoros also has potential for the development of its fisheries and tourism industries. Comoros has a diverse population, with a mix of African, Arab, and Indian influences. The country has three official languages, Comorian, French, and Arabic, and a predominantly Muslim population. Comoros is known for its unique blend of African and Arab cultures, which is reflected in its music, art, and cuisine. Comoros has a developing economy, with a high poverty rate and limited access to basic services such as healthcare and education. The country relies heavily on foreign aid and remittances from Comorians living abroad. The government has implemented policies to promote economic growth and reduce poverty, including investments in infrastructure and social programs. In terms of transportation, Comoros has limited infrastructure, with most travel between the islands done by boat or small aircraft. The country has an international airport on Grand Comore, and several smaller airports on the other islands. Comoros faces several environmental challenges, including deforestation, soil erosion, and marine pollution. The government has implemented policies to address these challenges, including the establishment of protected areas and the promotion of sustainable agriculture practices. In terms of politics, Comoros is a federal presidential republic, with a president as the head of state and government. The country has faced political instability in the past, including several coups and attempted coups. The government has made efforts to strengthen democratic institutions and promote stability in recent years. In conclusion, Comoros is a small island nation with a unique cultural heritage and significant biodiversity. The country's limited natural resources and developing economy present significant challenges, but the government is committed to promoting economic growth and reducing poverty. Comoros' blend of African and Arab cultures, along with its lush forests and unique wildlife, make it a fascinating and enchanting destination for travelers. Comoros has a rich cultural heritage, with a mix of African, Arab, and Indian influences. The country is known for its unique architecture, with traditional houses featuring thatched roofs and ornate wooden carvings. Comorian music is also diverse, with influences from African, Arab, and French styles. Comoros' cuisine is based on the country's agricultural products, with dishes including pilau, a rice dish flavored with spices and meat, and mataba, a dish made with cassava leaves and coconut milk. The country is also known for its production of essential oils, including ylang ylang oil, which is used in perfumes and other cosmetic products. Comoros has a developing tourism industry, with attractions including the country's stunning beaches and coral reefs. The country's unique culture and wildlife, including the coelacanth and the Livingstone's fruit bat, also attract visitors. Comoros is a member of several international organizations, including the United Nations and the African Union. The country has also made efforts to improve its relationships with neighboring countries, including Madagascar and Tanzania. In terms of education, Comoros faces significant challenges, with a high illiteracy rate and limited access to schools in some areas. The government has implemented policies to address these challenges, including investments in education infrastructure and programs to promote access to education for girls. Comoros also faces significant healthcare challenges, with limited access to healthcare facilities and high rates of infant and maternal mortality. The government has made efforts to improve healthcare outcomes, including the establishment of health centers in rural areas and the provision of subsidies for healthcare services. In terms of transportation, Comoros has limited infrastructure, with most travel between the islands done by boat or small aircraft. The country has made efforts to improve its transportation infrastructure, including the construction of new airports and ports. In conclusion, Comoros is a unique and fascinating country with a rich cultural heritage and significant biodiversity. Despite facing significant challenges related to poverty, healthcare, and education, the government is committed to promoting economic growth and social progress. The country's stunning natural beauty and unique cultural traditions make it a fascinating destination for travelers. While its strategic location in the Indian Ocean makes it an important player in regional affairs, Comoros is also known for its political instability, with a history of coups and political crises. The country has experienced several changes of government since gaining independence from France in 1975. In recent years, the government has made efforts to strengthen democratic institutions and promote political stability. Comoros has a young and growing population, with a median age of 20 years old. The country has a high birth rate, which presents both opportunities and challenges for the government. The government has implemented policies to promote youth employment and education, including vocational training programs and investments in education infrastructure. Comoros has limited energy resources, with most of its electricity generated from imported fossil fuels. The government has made efforts to promote renewable energy sources, including wind and solar power, in order to reduce the country's dependence on imported fuels. Comoros is also vulnerable to natural disasters, including cyclones and earthquakes. The government has implemented policies to prepare for and respond to these disasters, including the establishment of early warning systems and the construction of cyclone shelters. In terms of international relations, Comoros has historically had close ties to France, which has played a significant role in the country's economy and politics. The country is also a member of the Arab League and the Indian Ocean Commission, which promotes regional cooperation and economic integration.
An overview of the country's geography. Democratic Republic of the Congo. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, is a country located in Central Africa. It is the second largest country in Africa, with a total land area of approximately 2.3 million square kilometers. The country is bordered by 9 other countries, including Angola, Zambia, Tanzania, and the Central African Republic. The DRC has a varied geography, with high plateaus and mountains in the east, dense rainforests in the center, and savannas and grasslands in the west. The Congo River, the second longest river in Africa, runs through the country and provides an important source of transportation and hydroelectric power. The country also has several other major rivers, including the Kasai and the Lualaba. The DRC has a tropical climate, with temperatures ranging from 18 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius throughout the year. The country experiences 2 rainy seasons, from March to May and from October to November, and 2 dry seasons, from December to February and from June to August. The DRC is rich in natural resources, including minerals such as copper, cobalt, and diamonds. The country is also home to vast forests, which provide important ecological services and are a significant source of revenue for the government. The country's mineral and forestry sectors have historically been plagued by corruption and conflict, with armed groups and foreign actors vying for control of these valuable resources. The DRC has a diverse range of flora and fauna, with unique species found nowhere else in the world. The country is known for its dense rainforests, which are home to several endangered species, including the bonobo, a close relative of the chimpanzee, and the okapi, a forest giraffe. The country is also home to several species of primates, including gorillas and colobus monkeys. In terms of agriculture, the DRC has a significant potential for growth, with fertile land and a favorable climate. The country's main agricultural products include cassava, maize, and plantains, as well as coffee and cocoa. The government has made efforts to promote agricultural development and improve access to markets for small-scale farmers. The DRC faces significant challenges related to poverty and healthcare, with a high incidence of infectious diseases such as malaria and Ebola. The government has made efforts to improve healthcare outcomes, including the establishment of a national healthcare system and investments in health infrastructure. In terms of transportation, the DRC has limited infrastructure, with most travel between cities and towns done by road or air. The country has several major airports and seaports, as well as a network of rivers and waterways that provide important transportation links. The DRC has a diverse population, with over 250 ethnic groups speaking more than 700 languages. The country has a complex history of colonization, independence, and conflict, with political instability and violence affecting many areas of the country. The government has made efforts to promote peace and stability, including the establishment of a transitional government and the implementation of peace agreements with armed groups. In conclusion, the Democratic Republic of the Congo is a country with significant natural resources and biodiversity, as well as significant challenges related to poverty, healthcare, and political instability. The country's diverse geography and culture make it a fascinating destination for travelers, while its potential for agricultural and economic growth presents opportunities for development. The government's efforts to promote peace and stability will be critical in addressing these challenges and promoting social progress in the country. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, is also known for its rich cultural heritage. The country has a diverse range of traditional music and dance, with influences from various ethnic groups and regions. The country is also known for its traditional art, including wood carvings, masks, and textiles. The DRC's cuisine is based on its agricultural products, with dishes including fufu, a starchy dish made from cassava, and mom, a stew made with chicken or fish and served with rice. The country is also known for its production of coffee and cocoa, which are exported for use in the global food industry. The DRC is home to several important national parks and reserves, including Virunga National Park and Garamba National Park. These parks are home to a variety of unique flora and fauna, including endangered species such as gorillas and elephants. The country has made efforts to promote sustainable tourism and conservation in these areas, while also addressing the challenges of poaching and illegal wildlife trafficking. The DRC has a complex political history, with a series of coups, civil wars, and international interventions. The country is currently transitioning to a democratic system, with a new constitution adopted in 2006 and several elections held in recent years. However, the country still faces significant challenges related to corruption and human rights abuses, and the government has faced criticism from international organizations and civil society groups. The DRC is also vulnerable to natural disasters, including floods and landslides, which can have devastating impacts on communities and infrastructure. The government has implemented policies to prepare for and respond to these disasters, including early warning systems and disaster relief programs. In terms of education, the DRC faces significant challenges, with a high illiteracy rate and limited access to schools in some areas. The government has made efforts to address these challenges, including investments in education infrastructure and programs to promote access to education for girls. The DRC has a young and growing population, with a median age of 18 years old. The country has made efforts to promote youth employment and education, including vocational training programs and investments in education infrastructure. In conclusion, the Democratic Republic of the Congo is a country with a rich cultural heritage, significant biodiversity, and a complex political history. The country faces significant challenges related to poverty, healthcare, and political stability. But the government has made efforts to address these challenges and promote economic and social progress. The country's unique natural and cultural heritage make it a fascinating destination for travelers, while its strategic location in Central Africa makes it an important player in regional affairs. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, has a mixed economy, with the majority of the population working in agriculture and informal sectors. The country's main exports include minerals such as copper, cobalt, and diamonds, as well as agricultural products such as coffee and cocoa. The DRC is also home to significant oil reserves, which provide an important source of revenue for the government. Despite its significant natural resources, the DRC has one of the lowest GDPs per capita in the world, and poverty remains a significant challenge for many communities. The government has implemented policies to promote economic growth and reduce poverty, including investments in infrastructure and social programs. The DRC has a well-developed healthcare system, with a mix of public and private providers. However, access to healthcare remains limited in many areas, particularly in rural and remote regions. The country has made efforts to improve healthcare outcomes, including investments in health infrastructure and programs to address infectious diseases such as malaria and Ebola. In terms of transportation, the DRC has limited infrastructure, particularly outside of major cities. Most travel between cities and towns is done by road, with limited air and rail connections. The government has made efforts to improve transportation infrastructure, including the construction of new roads and the rehabilitation of existing ones.
Introduction to the geography of the Bahamas. The Bahamas is a country located in the Atlantic Ocean, comprising of more than 700 islands, keys, and islets. The country has a total land area of approximately 13,878 square kilometers and a population of around 393,000 people. The capital city of the Bahamas is Nassau, located on the island of New Providence. The Bahamas has a tropical maritime climate, with warm temperatures and high humidity year-round. The country is susceptible to hurricanes, particularly during the hurricane season, which runs from June to November. The Bahamas climate is generally mild, with temperatures ranging from 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius throughout the year. The Bahamas is known for its beautiful natural landscapes, including white sand beaches, clear blue waters, and coral reefs. The country's natural attractions are a major contributor to its tourism industry, which is a key driver of the economy. The Bahamas is home to several national parks and protected areas, including the Andros Island National Park and the Exuma Keys Land and Sea Park. The Bahamas is also known for its rich marine life, including several species of sharks, dolphins, and sea turtles. The country's coral reefs are home to a diverse array of marine life, including tropical fish, lobsters, and octopuses. The Bahamas economy is heavily dependent on tourism, with the industry accounting for approximately 50% of the country's GDP. The country is also a major producer of salt, with several salt ponds located throughout the country. The Bahamas also has a small agriculture sector, producing crops such as tomatoes, citrus fruits, and onions. The Bahamas has a diverse population, with several ethnic groups living within its borders. The country's official language is English, although several other languages are also spoken, including Haitian Creole and Spanish. The country has a strong tradition of cultural diversity and tolerance, with several cultural festivals held throughout the year, including Junkanoo, a street parade held on Boxing Day and New Year's Day. The Bahamas is a member of several international organizations, including the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and the Organization of American States. The country is also a member of several regional organizations aimed at promoting cooperation and stability in the Caribbean region, including the Caribbean Community and Common Market, CARICOM, and the Association of Caribbean States. The Bahamas is a beautiful island nation with a rich cultural and natural heritage, a strong economy, and a commitment to sustainable development and human rights. The country's unique natural landscapes and marine life, as well as its commitment to cultural diversity and tolerance, make it an attractive destination for tourists and investors alike. With continued efforts and investment, the Bahamas has the potential to continue to be a leader in tourism, sustainable development, and social progress in the Caribbean region and beyond. The Bahamas has a well-developed infrastructure, with a network of highways, airports, and ports connecting different parts of the country. The country's main international airport is the Lynden Pindling International Airport, located in Nassau. The Bahamas also has several seaports, including the Port of Nassau and the Freeport Container Port, which are important for the country's tourism and trade industries. The Bahamas has a strong education system, with several internationally recognized universities and research institutions. The country has a high literacy rate and a strong commitment to education, with several initiatives aimed at improving educational outcomes for all students. The Bahamas' main universities include the College of the Bahamas, the University of the West Indies, and the University of the Bahamas. The Bahamas is a constitutional monarchy, with the Queen of the United Kingdom serving as the country's monarch. The country has a parliamentary system of government, with a Prime Minister and a House of Assembly. The Constitution of the Bahamas guarantees fundamental human rights and freedoms, including freedom of speech, religion, and assembly. The Bahamas is known for its friendly and welcoming culture, with a strong tradition of hospitality and service. The country's tourism industry is a major contributor to its economy, with visitors attracted to the country's natural beauty, cultural heritage, and warm climate. The Bahamas has several luxury resorts, casinos, and restaurants, as well as a vibrant nightlife scene. The Bahamas is also known for its sports, particularly sailing and water sports. The country has hosted several international sailing events, including the annual Bahamas Sailing Regatta and the Star Sailors League finals. The Bahamas also has a strong tradition of track and field, with several famous Bahamian athletes, including Olympic gold medalist Shawnee Miller-Uibo. The Bahamas is committed to environmental protection, with several initiatives aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions, promoting renewable energy, and protecting biodiversity. The country has implemented several policies and regulations aimed at promoting sustainable development and reducing the impact of climate change. The Bahamas is also home to several national parks and protected areas, including the Lucayan National Park and the Inagua National Park. The Bahamas is a beautiful island nation with a rich cultural and natural heritage, a strong economy, and a commitment to sustainable development and human rights. The country's unique natural landscapes and marine life, as well as its commitment to cultural diversity and hospitality, make it an attractive destination for tourists and investors alike. With continued efforts and investment, the Bahamas has the potential to continue to be a leader in tourism, sustainable development, and social progress in the Caribbean region and beyond. The Bahamas has a diverse and vibrant cultural scene, with a mix of African, European, and American influences. The country has a rich artistic tradition, with several famous Bahamian artists, musicians, and writers. Bahamian music is known for its unique sound, featuring traditional instruments such as the goombay drum, cowbells, and whistles. The country also has a strong tradition of dance, with several traditional styles, including the quadrille and the rake and scrape. Bahamian cuisine is diverse, with several dishes influenced by African, European, and American culinary traditions. The country is known for its seafood, including conch, lobster, and fish. Bahamian cuisine also features several types of bread, including Johnny cake and coconut bread. The Bahamas is a popular destination for sports fishing, with several species of fish found in its waters, including marlin, tuna, and wahoo. The country also has several golf courses and tennis courts, as well as opportunities for scuba diving and snorkeling. The Bahamas has a strong commitment to human rights, with several initiatives aimed at promoting equality and social justice. The country has implemented several policies and programs aimed at reducing poverty, improving healthcare outcomes, and promoting access to education. The Bahamas is a member of several international organizations, including the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and the Caribbean Development Bank. The country is also a member of several regional organizations aimed at promoting cooperation and stability in the Caribbean region, including the Caribbean Community and Common Market, CARICOM, and the Association of Caribbean States. The Bahamas has a strong and stable economy, with a gross domestic product, GDP, of approximately $12 billion. Introduction to the geographical overview of Bahrain. Bahrain is an island nation located in the Persian Gulf, situated between Saudi Arabia and Qatar. The country has a total area of approximately 760 square kilometers, making it one of the smallest countries in the world. Bahrain's terrain is mostly flat, with a few low hills and sandy desert areas. The country has a warm, dry climate, with hot summers and mild winters. Bahrain is a wealthy nation, with a strong economy driven by the oil and gas industry. The country has significant oil and gas reserves, and these resources have been the foundation of its economy for decades. In recent years, Bahrain has also diversified its economy, with a focus on financial services, manufacturing, and tourism. The country's strategic location in the Persian Gulf has made it an important center for international trade and commerce. Bahrain has a rich history and cultural heritage, with a mix of Arab, Persian, and Islamic influences. The country is known for its traditional architecture, including the Al Fateh Grand Mosque and the Bahrain National Museum. Bahrain's cultural traditions also include a strong tradition of music, poetry, and storytelling, as well as a unique cuisine featuring traditional dishes such as mashbouz and halwa. The country's flora and fauna are adapted to its desert climate. Bahrain has a variety of desert plants and shrubs, including date palms and acacia trees. The country's wildlife includes several species of desert reptiles, such as lizards and snakes, as well as several species of birds, including falcons, hoopoes, and desert warblers. Bahrain is committed to environmental protection, with several initiatives aimed at promoting sustainable development and reducing the impact of climate change. The country has implemented several policies and regulations aimed at promoting renewable energy, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and protecting biodiversity. Bahrain is also home to several national parks and protected areas, including the Hor Islands, a wildlife sanctuary for several rare species of birds and marine animals. Bahrain has a strong education system, with several internationally recognized universities and research institutions. The country has a high literacy rate and a strong commitment to education, with several initiatives aimed at improving educational outcomes for all students. Bahrain's main universities include the University of Bahrain and Bahrain Polytechnic. Bahrain is a constitutional monarchy, with the King of Bahrain serving as the country's head of state. The country has a parliamentary system of government, with a prime minister and a national assembly. The Constitution of Bahrain guarantees fundamental human rights and freedoms, including freedom of speech, religion, and assembly. Bahrain is a member of several international organizations, including the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and the Arab League. The country is also a member of several regional organizations aimed at promoting cooperation and stability in the Gulf region, including the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC. In conclusion, Bahrain is a small but wealthy island nation with a rich history and cultural heritage, a strong economy, and a commitment to sustainable development and human rights. The country's unique natural landscapes, cultural traditions, and commitment to sustainability make it an attractive destination for tourists, investors, and those seeking a high quality of life. Bahrain's population is estimated to be around 1.7 million, with a majority of the population being of Arab descent. The official language is Arabic, but English is widely spoken and used in business and education. Islam is the dominant religion in Bahrain, and the country has a strong religious and cultural tradition. Bahrain is a popular tourist destination, with several attractions and activities for visitors. The country has several historic sites, including the Bahrain Fort, which dates back to the 3rd century BC, and the Qalat al-Bahrain, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Bahrain is also home to several modern landmarks, including the Bahrain World Trade Center and the Bahrain International Circuit, which hosts the Bahrain Grand Prix. Bahrain has a well-developed healthcare system, with several public and private hospitals and clinics. The country has a high standard of healthcare and is known for its advanced medical technology and skilled medical professionals. Bahrain's transportation infrastructure is also well developed, with a modern road network and several international airports. The Bahrain International Airport is the main airport in the country, and it serves several international destinations. The country also has a modern public transportation system, including buses and taxis. Bahrain is a relatively liberal country compared to some of its neighbors, with a thriving arts and culture scene. The country is home to several museums and art galleries, as well as several annual cultural events and festivals, including the Bahrain International Music Festival and the Bahrain Summer Festival. In recent years, Bahrain has faced some political and social challenges, including protests and demonstrations over issues such as government corruption and human rights abuses. The government has responded by implementing several reforms aimed at improving transparency and accountability, and promoting greater social and political freedoms. Bahrain is a member of several international organizations, including the United Nations, the World Health Organization, and the International Monetary Fund. The country also has strong ties with several other countries in the Gulf region, including Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. In conclusion, Bahrain is a small but vibrant country with a rich history and culture, a thriving economy, and a commitment to sustainable development and human rights. The country's unique blend of modernity and tradition, as well as its focus on healthcare, transportation, and cultural events, make it an attractive destination for visitors, investors, and those seeking a high quality of life. With continued efforts and investment, Bahrain has the potential to continue to be a leader in social progress, economic growth. Bahrain is known for its traditional handicrafts, including pottery, weaving, and jewelry making. The country has several markets and souks where visitors can buy these handmade items, as well as spices, textiles, and other souvenirs. Bahrain is also a hub for Islamic finance and banking, with several Islamic banks and financial institutions based in the country. The government has implemented several initiatives aimed at promoting the growth of the Islamic finance sector, including the establishment of the Bahrain Islamic Bank in the 1970s. Bahrain has a diverse economy, with several sectors contributing to its GDP. In addition to the oil and gas industry and the financial sector, Bahrain also has a strong manufacturing industry, particularly in the aluminum and steel sectors. The country is also home to several free zones, including the Bahrain International Airport Free Zone and the Bahrain Logistics Zone, which offer incentives and benefits for foreign investors. Bahrain is committed to environmental protection and sustainability, with several initiatives aimed at reducing carbon emissions and promoting renewable energy. The country has implemented several policies and regulations aimed at promoting energy efficiency, reducing waste, and protecting the environment. Bahrain is also home to several ecotourism destinations, including the Hor Islands and the Al Ain Wildlife Park. Bahrain has a well-developed education system, with several internationally recognized universities and research institutions. The country has a high literacy rate and a strong commitment to education, with several initiatives aimed at improving educational outcomes for all students.